Today I fucked up making out with a girl. Met a girl at the casino last night, super cute, tall, great shape, the whole thing. I work in the gaming industry in Vegas, so I show her how to play blackjack and roulette. I put my hand on her back and hold hands with her and it's going well. And this is a big deal for me, I've never been a ladies' man, so well hell, I'm just happy I'm not sitting at the bar by myself in the corner. When she wants to bounce we leave and make out a little bit on the way to her car. When we get there her free spirit crawls up on the top to lay down and look at the stars. She invites me up and the whole thing is super romantic and flirty, and even though I'm looking up at the heavens I feel like I'm in them. Well, at least for the half second before the glass roof of her Tesla cracked. Too long did not read. Made out with a girl, then we crawled up on the roof of her Tesla which cracked for thousands in damages. Oh man. That stupid glass is so expensive. My ex works for a insurance carrier, she makes every Tesla owner buy the extra glass insurance because it's so unbelievably expensive. Ouch. Tesla is not known for their efficient supply chain when it comes to spare parts. Better marry her to have a good story for the wedding. So was she pissed? Do you have a chance for a date later this week? I thought for sure this was a turns out it's a prostitute story. Pleasantly surprised. At least you didn't crack under the pressure. So did you smash more than just the sunroof? Today I fucked up when I asked my fiancée to share a secret. Trigger warning. Sexual assault. Throwaway account. Last night I, 30 male, suggested that my fiancée, 28, and I tell each other whatever secret we might still have in order to purge ourselves before our upcoming wedding. We were both in bed, almost asleep, so I didn't really expect an answer from my fiancée at that time of the night, let alone a serious one, until she decided to tell me that she used to be a bully in high school. I laughed when I heard the word bully, because I struggled to imagine my fiancée being mean to others, even as a teenager, but the more information she provided, the quicker I shut up. At first most of the details she described were fucked up but forgivable in my opinion. Like tormenting girls who couldn't stand up for themselves, hooking up with boys who were in relationships, spreading lies about others, etc. However, my fiancée mentioned something she did back in those days that made me instantly regret initiating this topic. She said she sexually assaulted multiple boys in high school. One of those poor boys she practically forced to have sex against his will. According to her, the boys were all younger and more vulnerable, which was part of the appeal, as she put it. She made it clear to me that none of it was consensual. My fiancée began crying and asked me to say something. Not gonna lie, I struggled to speak, but once I was able to open my mouth I asked if she made any attempts since high school to find the boys, who are obviously adults now, and at the very least apologize to them. My fiancée said no and got even more emotional. I suggested that we do what we can to locate the men she's victimized and arrange to meet each of them if they'll allow us. I made my fiancée understand that I respect her courage and honesty, but I'm gonna need time to process what this means for our relationship going forward. She asked if I'm still gonna marry her and I said I honestly didn't know, which made her promise to go above and beyond to reach out to her victims and reconcile as soon as possible. I promised to be there every step of the way as long as she's not just doing it to save our relationship. This morning my fiancée gave me the name of one of the boys she sexually assaulted. She found him on IG. She asked me to give her some time to work up the courage to contact him. I understood. On one hand I'm sympathetic towards my fiancée, but on the other hand I'm unable to unsee the monster she had inside of her this whole time. I have no idea where we go from here. Anyway, whoever reads this, you made me feel less alone, so thank you. TLR asked my fiancée to share any secret she might still have before we get married, just for fun, which prompted her to tell me she sexually assaulted students in high school and now I'm not sure if there will be a wedding. Fuck dude, read the comments, do not contact the victims. It won't do them any good at all and it sure as fuck won't do your girlfriend any good in the long run. Just chiming in to say I don't think you should mandate her reaching out to apologize. Let her figure that out with a therapist and take time to consider if and how she will do it. I know the intention is kindness, but it's not necessarily kind to remind people of trauma they were forced to endure and be seeking forgiveness. So you're going to force a rape victim to deal with the emotional trauma of having his rapist's name pop up in his inbox? Why? These dudes are out living their life and then boom, their fucking rapist tries to get in contact with them? Would you tell a male rapist to contact female victims? As a sexual assault survivor, that would send me into a spiral. Why are you trying to victimize these dudes again? Do you really think that's good for her victims? Do not reach out to them. Today I fucked up by getting intimate with my girlfriend. A little background: my girlfriend had a horrible relationship before she met me. That guy did horrible things to her, which has left a lot of trauma. Now fast forward to a few days ago, we got a bit intimate and afterwards I asked if what we did was okay because she seemed a bit off. She then tells me that should have preferred if we hadn't done anything and that she said yes because it was easier than no. I felt horrible. I had previously been in situations where I had no power and yes was the solution. I wanted to die when she told me that she felt that way. We talked and I let her know that in our relationship no was the easier one to say. I thought we came to an agreement. But not to a few hours ago. We were about to be intimate when, just to double check, I asked her if she was okay with what we were about to do and she said that she didn't want to do anything. I feel horrible. I want to help, but don't know how, and I don't want her to just say yes. 'Cause that's not how things work. I want her to feel comfortable and want to say yes, not just say it because it's easy. Edit. She is seeing a therapist for the issue with her ex and for depression. Too long did not read. I was intimate with my girlfriend to find out she only said yes to the intimacy because it was easier than saying no. I think you handled it well. Me and my girlfriend are in a similar situation, and once you feel comfortable saying no, it's getting a lot easier. It just needs time till everyone adjusts to this situation and can find a way to handle it. You guys will find a suitable solution too. By no, she prefers not to. Does she mean she never wants to, or are there times when she does want to have sex? Have you clarified this? Being the first guy to treat a woman right will bring you pain you never knew. Today I fucked up by accidentally making a joke about my dead uncle at his funeral. It sounds bad, but hear me out. My uncle suddenly died a few days ago. I didn't know the full details on his death. Anyway, my aunt had hired a pub for after the funeral. I was sat with my family, and I started to get hungry. I don't drink alcohol, so I nipped to the shop for a Red Bull and Lion Bar. My mum always disapproved of energy drinks and said they'd give me heart attacks, so I popped the can in front of her, took a sip and comically clutched my chest, saying loudly, "I think I'm having a heart attack." Then every head in the room turned to stare at me. Turns out he fell down the stairs, drunk, but also had a heart attack which killed him. Let's say my auntie's not exactly impressed. I'm such an arsehole, FML. Too long did not read. I drank a Red Bull at my uncle's funeral and pretended to have a heart attack to piss off my mum. Turns out my uncle died of an heart attack and everyone thought I was mocking him. Sorry for your loss. They'll forgive you, I'm sure. When I was at my aunt's funeral, I was stood with two cousins and an uncle came up and said, "Core, look at all the long faces. Anyone would think someone had died." It was so unexpected we all laughed our asses off, and I'll never forget the look of disgust on my cousin's face. I felt so bad.